Hey, what is up, you guys? Today I'm filming a video on my eyebrows. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow right there. That's what I used, and I'm doing a series on this. I'm gonna do the dip brow, the pencil, and the brow definer. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna show you all of them. Then I don't have to do it in my regular videos because it's really hard and boring. So if you want to see it, you'll come click on these. And because nobody likes long intros, let's get started. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's go. Come on. To start off, obviously, you want to get your hair out of your face just because it's annoying. Also, I look 5 without my eyebrows. I look like baby Katelyn. Also, look at this lip gloss. It's from the Anastasia. It's in Moon Jelly. I was going to grab it for you, but I don't feel like looking for it. But yeah, it's like, it's clear, but it has like purple specks in it, which is so cool and pretty. I love Anastasia Beverly Hills. Their brand is just really good. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing my eyebrows with the dip brow today. I'm thinking about making this a series. Not really, but yeah, a series. Like, I want to do one with the definer, one with a pencil, and one with the dip brow, which is the one I'm doing today. This is the brush I'm using, by the way. Somebody told me once to use the brush that comes with it, or like the brush that you can buy there, but I just thought it's $18. I didn't really feel like I needed a brush, like an angled brush, if like you can get a lot of different angled brushes from places. So I'm just using a brush like this today, which is basically an eyeliner brush, but this is from Morphe, by the way. Doesn't have a name on it, but it says Morphe right there. You can't read that. Oh well. I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow, which I have right here. This is in the shade dark brown. Oop, there we go. Looks like this. This retails for $18, and I know that the definer and the dip brow are both more expensive than that, and I did use it. Looks like that. I have the shade dark brown. First off, you're going to need a spoolie, which I'm just using this from the pencil. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by a phone call, you need a brush and a spoolie. But you don't necessarily need a spoolie. I just find that it helps. So, step number 1, brush out your eyebrows. My mirror's right there, by the way, so I'm looking right there. I just wanted to put it right there so you guys could see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And brush them up. That's what I do, just because that's where I find I get the best shape. You can brush them over if you'd like. It really doesn't matter too much because you're going to gel them at the end. I just feel like this gives me the best shape. I'm going to take the definer, dip in. You don't want to take too much because I have seen some eyebrows legit look like paint using this because it is very creamy. So you don't want to take too much, otherwise it's going to look gross and like you're using way too much product. And nobody wants to look gross. So step 1 for me, why am I saying for me? This is what you do. This is what I do. This is what works for me, is start with the tail. So I like to just like draw a little line like that. That is where my tail is going to be. And you can lengthen it later on. And if you start with more product in the end, I just find it looks better when there's more product over here than like right here, because that looks terrible. Then what you're gonna do is gently draw your line underneath. Also, yeah, I'm kind of sloppy, but that's what concealer's for, to fix it up when you're done. Just saying. But, I mean, I'm gonna obviously try to be as clean as possible. This, compared to like the definer or the pencil, this one is so much like easier to mess up in my opinion. So that's kind of difficult. Alright. And I also don't like to pull on the skin right here because that can cause premature wrinkles. So as you can see, I'm kind of filling it in, but I'm not really. I'm mostly just outlining the shape that I want it to be. So once I have the tail done, I go to the bottom, then I go up to the top, and then I decide where I want my arch to be. Typically, I would just follow where the hairs are on the top of my eyebrow because I don't like when they'll show through. Alright, so now that you have your tail done, I move on. Because I don't have too many hairs right there, I like to draw my line right to there. But because this brush is so small, you can also draw hairs in instead of drawing like a line on top, a line on bottom, and trying to blend it out and making it look a little bit more dirty. You can do this. Also, just take your time. Like, this is not something you want to do if you're in a rush because you might mess up. At least I would. Alright. So I have that done. Once I have that done, then I just go in and make my cleanups and kind of fill in a little more. Drag that down. You don't want to bring this down too far because then you'll just look crazy. I'm going to dip back in again. And this time I'm just gonna run it through right there, and then over here. I'm gonna find the bottom of my eye. You don't wanna bring this like way down here because that's gonna look crazy. I'm going to just find the bottom of my eyebrow, which is like right here, which if I was using a pencil, I would draw a line right there just because I wanna fill that in more, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna take my pencil, find the bottom of the eyebrow, and like gently swipe up. This is one you want to be very gentle on because if you are too harsh, the lines are going to look fake and you don't want your eyebrows, I mean, obviously you're wearing makeup so they aren't real, but you don't want them looking totally fake and gross, which is why I said like, you don't want them looking like paint. So you want to have a light hand, very light hand, and just drag it up. And see, I might have to do that line on the bottom because it isn't looking like that amazing. But it's okay. And personally, I like to have this be a little bit more sparse than then over here, just because I feel like that looks better. Other people like to fill this in very dark. To me, that doesn't look good. Doesn't just look good on my face at all. So I'm gonna dip in again and just kind of fill in the light spots and do that over. You don't want to go too far in either. Just go where your brow stops. Actually, no, this is what you're supposed to do. If your eyebrow like goes before this part, like this is where it's supposed to match up with. Basically like that. Yeah, if it goes before that, then yeah, you just want to go right there. That's like a good measurement. I just press it along the side of my nose. I just feel like that looks best on me. Again, you're gonna have your own personal preference. Then I'm just, because this isn't looking as good as I want it, I'm gonna draw a light line underneath. All right, so just like that. Then I'm going to take my spoolie, and you need to be very careful with this part because this will smear. Just stay in the lines of your eyebrow and brush it through. This way it'll spread the product evenly. Or if you do have some sparse spots, this will get them nice and fixed. And then it'll also blend out this part. So what I like to do is just like wiggle it through this part of my eyebrow and then brush it up. That's basically it without concealer and without brow gel. Next, I put in some brow gel. Sometimes you won't need a gel with the pomade because it is sticky enough as it is, but I just like to use one just because these eyebrows like to come like sideways instead of staying up, and I want them to stay straight up. What I use is the Maybelline Brow Drama. This is the one I use. I kind of cut the top because I didn't like it. There was like a ball on the end and I just made it a little bit skinnier. You don't want too much on this, otherwise it can like get in your eyebrow and that'll make it look also very paint-like. So what I do is I start off with going like right in the center basically, so I can brush it out. Sometimes this makes my eyebrows look worse. That's why we have concealer. Then I'm gonna go to the center and just brush them upward. Also, you want to avoid getting into your little baby hairs up here if you have any. The ones I said I liked covered, because it will darken them and then your eyebrows will look messy, and you don't want your eyebrow to look messy. Unless you do, then do that, whatever. Whatever works for you. And then I'm just gonna brush that upward, like so, just like that. So you can see it's kind of fluffier. The next step is concealer when you want to clean them up. I find that this works amazing if your eyebrows are messy or not too good at drawing them in or filling them in. This just cleans them up. And my favorite concealer at the moment is the Revolution concealer. Looks like this. I recently got the shade C5, although I have used C6 and that has worked for me. Just like those of you who are like closer skin tone to me, that's the shade that I use. What I do, I'm just gonna take a little dot of that. Ooh, that was kind of a lot. Then I take a little angled brush like this. You don't really have to. You can use whatever you want, whatever brush works for you. I find a flatter brush works best. And you're just going to take it and like kind of spread it out. As I said, starting at the tail just works a lot easier for me at least. And then you're just gonna line it and clean up any messes that you made. I personally do not put concealer on top of my eyebrow because I don't like when you can see like a lighter color. Like you can see where you put the concealer. So if you do that, you might want to do your eyebrows before you do your foundation so your foundation can cover that back up. That's just my thoughts. And then yeah, I pretty much clean it up. Then when I'm done, I just put it on my eyelid so I can cover up all the darkness and purpleness. And yeah, then because I used so much concealer, I'm just gonna take my finger and kind of dab it out. That eyebrow is complete. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do this eyebrow off camera and I'll be back with a close-up at the end. Okay, so I finished my other eyebrow. I threw on a little bit of eyeshadow. This is the finished look. Yes. Okay, it's a little messy. See, like, I'm still not perfect. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of practice. Like, you're not going to get it in the first try. And if you do, kudos to you because that's awesome. I hope I made this tutorial understandable and you can follow along. That's really what it's made for. Informative. Okay, so this is the real finished look with lashes, lipstick, eyebrows, everything. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video today, and I hope that you come back for the other ones if you need them. Obviously, it's a tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked it. That's all I have for today. Bye!